Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 60 of my Agrarian Skies Hardcore Quest Let's Play. This game pack by Jadedcat is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. First things first, let's go check on the mana bean farm. I have more beans planted, and if I take a look in my system, I have this sort by item ID, view everything, there. So I have a new storage for the mana beans. As long as I keep at least one bean stored, it should keep working just fine without me needing to reconfigure anything else. As upstairs here, I have a storage bus on a filing cabinet, and this filing cabinet should be able to hold as many beans as I really need. So, there we go. Plenty of beans coming in. I dug up the rituals because I was getting no particle effects and they didn't seem to be doing anything. And I'm going to toss them underneath my netherwort farm because with 24 lamps of growth set up at this point, it can't keep up on its own. And I'm tired of having to constantly create things for it when I can just set up the automated system to do it for me. So, let me get this put together while I talk about my plans. So, I also have the... where was it? Wand Focus Excavation enchanted with Potency and Frugal. And I'm going to grab myself the pickaxe after I get the... you know what? Getting everything installed might be an issue. I'm not going to be able to have the ritual in the center. That's okay. I'm going to get the pickaxe put together once I have a little bit of free time off camera. And I'm also going to be... I'm going to have to move that cable down underneath, aren't I? I'm not so good with the talking and the doing and the planning all at the same time, it seems. This is a skill that I'm actively working on improving because it'll help me a lot as a Let's Player in the future. And I have other things that I want to do than Minecraft. As much as I'm good at the tutorials and such in the Minecraft, I would really like to be able to show you guys some other games that I'm not quite as proficient in. But that means I need to learn this whole, like, commentary thing and be able to talk in ways that make people want to listen. Yeah, it gets difficult. Alright. So, I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to make myself a new pickaxe. I'm really tempted to use the bound pickaxe in the Arcane Bore. But that sounds like a terrible idea in retrospect. So, how about not? Anyway, back soon. Alright, so I'm finishing this up, and I had my hopes that the planter would be able to plant two above it. No such luck. As such, I'm just going to keep this middle area with the... Oh wait, you know what? You didn't even have it... Oh yeah, you did have netherwort in you, so it would have planted, no problem. So I'm just going to keep this middle area as the place where, you know, things get planted normally. And it'll grow slowly, but it'll still at least grow. Some. And, come on. Underneath, I'm going to need more cable than that. I'm going to have my cable running right under the rituals. There we go. And that'll keep it, well, not full, but at least stocked with netherwort. And there we have it, folks. One fully functional netherwort farm. Not quite max speed because I could set up more lamp of growth on them. But to be honest, I have an extra 5,000 netherwort at the moment. And also, it looks like my... My one furnace isn't able to keep up with that so far. I might need to make a couple more arcane bellows to get things moving a little faster. Which is going to mean getting creative about spacing. In fact, it's probably going to mean moving that furnace. Oh well. In the meantime, I have a ton of extra herba, and honestly, I don't really need things to move as fast as they're moving for the most part. Like, I'm out on overkill for essence. Oh, poor little guy. Couldn't get to his mana bean. I should probably make this platform just a little bit wider. Put up another couple of logs because I had the extra, and they'll fit. And wow, I'm getting a lot of mana beans fast. Awesome. Here, I'm just going to grab some to make sure that these are moving at full speed. Now, I also since the last cut, had some time to set up some more farms, do some thinking, and make some plans for the Purple Madness quest. Because with the 10,000 Amaranth planks done, well, that was like the hard part of the quest. So I might as well finish the rest while I can. Oh. Stop that. Here, you take care of that. I don't want to deal with it. Yay, minions! So, if I come over here to my ME assembler, well, my mass assembly chamber, that's what the thing's called, you can see that I've inputted most of the things that I need for the purple quest, the paintbrush, the colored bricks, stained clay, ceramic dye, stained glass. Almost all of these are ready to go. And because it is, and I double checked this time, a submission quest as opposed to a crafting quest, I can actually have the ME system craft all of this for me and kind of ignore it. So that's, you know, working in my favor. It'll be done sometime soon, like all of the crafting side of things anyway. And, well, I mean, I haven't actually started the crafting yet, but right now I'm waiting for, oh, I was waiting for Manulilium. I still can't pronounce that. Manulin? Manulin. Yeah, let's go with that. I needed 10 buckets worth of it, which I got pretty easily. I've got a ton of cobalt and ardite from my laser drill and from the nether quarry. Ender quarry in the nether. I'm going to keep calling it a nether quarry. It is now officially the nether quarry. I'm sorry, Tema. Okay, so let's get this Arcane Bore set up. I made myself an Efficiency 5 Unbreaking 3 pickaxe by stripping Efficiency 5 off of this guy and then replicating it in my bookbinder over here. I've done all of that a few times, so I figured you guys wouldn't worry about seeing it on screen. And so that's my Efficiency 5 Unbreaking 3 pickaxe is going to be used in my Arcane Bore with my Wand Focus of Excavation that has Potency 3 and Frugal 3. And I have an Essentia mirror linked to this guy with a 64 bottle of Perditio here, because Perditio will speed up the Arcane Bore. And heck, I'm using the stuff to make Elementum anyway, so I'm going to have extra just kind of lying around. Awesome. Alright, so let's head to the nether at our quarry spot and get this guy set up, and then I'm going to improve the setup, because... wait, where's my workbook? There it is. Oh, that's right. One more thing before we go. That 16M storage cell finished itself, so I'm going to submit that quest as long as I'm right here. See if anything unlocks. Manual submit. Claim reward. 2 full hearts, bringing me to 112 lives. 1 greater reward bag containing a kind of awful sword. It's not kind of awful. It would be fantastic early on. It's just, there's no way you're going to have the kind of resources you need for this guy early on. And I get my 16 million, well, my 16 meg storage cell back, which I'm just going to slap right into my drive. There. That'll take a while to fill up. 131,000 bytes for 1 type. That's fantastic. Alright, did you unlock a quest for me? In the end, 1 quest available for completion. Now I can work on the industrial list, which requires reactor, scorch brick, energetic infuser. I need to submit all of these things. A block of titanium. Oh, I am going to have to get into mariculture after all. 1 block of titanium. Yep. Alright, that'll be another time. Right now, let's go get that Arcane Bore set up, which I keep saying I'm going to do, and then not actually doing. Okay. How you doing, Ender Quarry? Pretty good. I think I'm going to head up north there, and I'm going to start my bore facing that way. Need to get my air sigil going, because I don't have flight out here. I have not set up a Ritual of the Condor here. Now, I don't know if the Arcane Bore will load itself or not, but just in case, I brought along a chunk loader. Well, I brought along 26 chunk loaders, but I'm only going to be using 1. Alright, so I'm going to need to go get underneath this fence here. There we go. And I'm going to need a little bit of room to work with, so... there. We can start with that. Bump, bump, bump. Now, with potency 3, There it is. Potency 3. The Arcane Bore is going to mine an 11 by 11 area. So, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to want to go a good bit in here. Actually, in both directions, just to be safe. There, before I set up the bore. And to set up the bore, I'm actually going to stick down a bit of dirt. I can hear the hellfish all around me. I'm going to set up the base right there. I'm going to set the bore pointing off the bottom of it. And right now it's pointing that way. I'm going to need my wand, actually, from back in the overworld to redirect it. So I'm going to go get that before I go any further and potentially screw something up. Be right back. And I'm back with the wand. All you need to do is right-click the Arcane Bore, and it swivels around. Got a really cool little singularity-looking thing right there. I want it to dig down. There you go. So, to get this thing started... Whoops. Don't actually want to do that. Not yet. Come on. What am I doing wrong here? Open hand? There we go. Ah, you need to actually click the bore itself. So to get this thing started, all you need to do, toss in the wand focused of excavation. It shows you the width. Efficiency 5 is going to give this thing... Well, I thought I could use the flux infused pickaxe. Alright, no problem. Be right back. I'm going to change that over to... I'm going to pull all the enchantments off this and stick it on a different pickaxe. Alright, I have returned. Owing to the fact that this is Thaumcraft and to the fact that in testing, even a Tinker's Construct pickaxe wasn't going to work, and all of the vanilla pickaxes have been nerfed to heck and back in this pack, I'm using a pickaxe of the core. Couple of fire shards, diamond, greatwood log, thaumium pick, ignis, perfodio, census. No problem. Perfodio is the only one that's a little bit challenging to get, but at the same time, if you look at your aspects of magic, it is pretty simple to get a mess of it off of pickaxes. And yeah, that means I spent an awful lot of iron getting this pickaxe of the core made. Well, I can't show you right now, but I have a ton of iron. I don't care. Whatever. Alright, so, what am I doing here? Well, I'm going to chunk load this area. Well, not yet. First, I'm going to toss in the pickaxe of the core, along with the wand focus excavation. But before I go about doing that, I need to get one of my tesseracts out and give this, everything that's going to come out of this, a place to go. And it looks like that's the only tesseract I have, so it'll be this one. So you notice how on the base, this side has a bit of a nozzle on it? Well, that's where the items are going to be spit. So, I want you on default, and I want you to be sending items and nothing else. Fantastic. Okay, so let's start her up. There we go. Speed plus 5, width 11. And now it just needs a redstone signal. So, toss a lever right there, and go. You. Or redstone. So this is the speed it moves without access to any aspect. If I give it the Ascension Mirror, which is linked to the, what do you call it? Perditio. That's how fast it goes when it is supercharged by the aspect. Now, it uses 1 point of Essentia per 16 blocks that it mines. And I believe that it has a max range of 51 blocks, so I'm going to need to move it a few times, but I can pretty much set it up and go do other things while it mines. Now, it does damage the pickaxe, which is a shame. Having efficient Unbreaking 3 on it helps a lot, but you can see it's already gone through 50 points of durability, and counting. So I'm going to need some sort of system to repair that, and preferably I would be repairing it automatically. And I've got some plans for that, to make that happen in as efficient a manner as possible. I'm also going to need to get my flight ring when I come back here, because those guys are dangerous, and they're all over the place. Did I get him? Oh, I still hear one. There he is. Where'd you go? Can't see. Ah, that's fun. Okay, sorry about that. I'll stop doing that now. Okay, so I have a plan to be able to easily add and remove the pickaxe from here. But to do so, I'm going to need to make myself another very expensive, very hard to get tool. This shovel is still so cool. So, let me go start getting the materials together for that. I think you're going to like it. Back soon. So, my plan to easily link the dimensions. I am sick of relying solely on tesseracts and kind of what I think of as dumb automation. I want to extend my applied energistic system directly into the nether. To do that, I'm going to need to create myself a quantum network bridge. And step one in that plan is to make myself an ME condenser. Because the condenser, which is a very cheap block, is going to allow me to create the items that I need to make this happen. So I'm going to set down the condenser right there. And as you can see, this is basically a... Well, actually, I'm not going to put it right there. I'm going to replace my trash can with a condenser. Because why not? If I need to delete items, I might as well do it here anyway. So, deletion, output, destroy items, condense into singularities. 256,000 items per, well, 256,000 items need to be inputted to make the singularity happen. And to make this go relatively quickly, I'm going to grab a bit of the 1 million netherrack that I have. I'm going to set this guy to output netherrack. And I'm going to add some... There we go. I'm doing something wrong here. Just a second, let me double check things. Ah, of course, I forgot. I need a storage cell. Well, I don't need a storage cell. I need at least a storage cluster. So, I'm going to start that up and wait for the crafting to happen. So much speed. Very wow. Okay. So, I think I then need to just... Actually, I need the whole on storage cell, not just the cluster. So let me put that there. And now if I dump in a stack of nether wart, it should be a whole different experience. Or not. Oh, you know what? I did need the... Sorry, this is my first time doing this particular. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. And now it's accumulating energy. Once it has 256,000, which won't take that long, it will produce a singularity. Fantastic. So I'm going to let one of those happen. It won't take long, and I'll be back soon. Alright, so maybe this won't be a fast process. I got tired of waiting, and I'm going to show you guys some of the other preparations I've been making. First and foremost, I swapped over my bell peppers to candleberries because I was needing candleberries for the purple quest. Specifically, you need purple, in Purple Madness, you need to make 1,000 purple candles. Well, those purple candles are from Pam's Harvest Craft. They require string, purple dye, and candleberry wax or beeswax. Candleberry wax is a simple case of 4 candleberries and a pot. So, if I take a look at my candles, I have over 7,000 candleberries. Fantastic. I'm going to tell it to make me the 9,996 candles that I still need. And that'll take a little while, because it needs to craft 1 candleberry wax each time. It'd be faster if I had told it to craft candleberry wax first, but in the in-between times, I'm going to have it start making the stained glass purple. And the purple dye. Stained glass. I'm going to need 1,000 of this. Well, I already have 3. So I'm going to need 997 of this. Awesome. Stained glass purple is made with ceramic dye, which is just clay and purple dye. Oh. Okay, good. And that's processing along nicely. Fantastic. I already have purple wool from the sheep. That's actually done. Purple stained clay. Let's see if I have the hardened clay ready. I am still a little short. So I set up a clay recipe, and upstairs I told my iron furnace to also smelt any clay blocks that come into the system. So now I can easily make myself hardened clay. Oh, and here's my 10 buckets of manulin plus my QDS set to the proper quest. Let's dump that in while we're at it. That was quick. Fantastic. Okay, what else we got here? The clay is going to take more time, so I'm going to make myself... Well, no, the dye is going to get used by everything. Purple colored bricks. There we go. That's one that I can show you still. These guys require 7 of any stone brick, a purple dye, and a paintbrush. And I believe the paintbrush is damaged every time. I have taught it how to make the paintbrush, but let's see if it can actually manage it. Come on, guy. I know you can do it. You have lots of space. It might just be stuck in the queue waiting for everything else. Oh, nope. Nope. Maybe? Come on. I'm asking it to do too much all at once, most likely. Okay. So let me show you that a little bit more on the manual side of things. Can you make a paintbrush for me? No, not right now. You're way too busy. All right, here you go. Now, if I look up those colored bricks again, simple case of boom. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I'm out of purple dye. It knows how to make purple dye, but it's using it all as fast as it can. So let's actually tell it to just craft me, oh, say another 200. Go for it. It's going to wait, isn't it? Here, let me speed this along. Trying to do this, too many crafting processes all at once. So, grab a bit of lapis. And a bit of rose red, which I ground up all my flowers into rose red for this purpose. And just very manually, very quickly create a ton of purple dye. That'll speed up everything. There we go. Okay. So, what was I showing you? I was showing you the colored bricks. Come on. Don't be that guy. There. Oh, and that actually doesn't damage the paintbrush at all, which is awesome. So yeah, simple case. Use some bricks, use some dye, use a paintbrush, and you're all set. So everything's crafting. It's just going to take time. Did I tell it to make 10,000 candles? That is a lot more candles than I need. Crud. Stop. Oh boy. Whoops. Oh well. 10,000 candles it is. Alright, well, let's go start, you know, well, that's the wrong direction. Elevator going up. That'd be better. Why do I have a couple of extra portable tanks there? I don't even remember. Okay, so now the problem is that doing this bit by bit, I'm going to end up running out of certain items. But the thing is, the purple candles, I don't care if these all get submitted. Like, I'm not going to use them anywhere. They can just go and flush all 5,000 of them down the drain. No problem. Stained glass and purple bricks, I'm going to be doing the same thing with. So, let me grab my purple. Colored bricks, stained glass. Set both of these to the same. And good riddance. They'll be busy for a while. I think I need another 800 or so of the colored bricks. So, I'm just going to aim for that and see what how many is left after it's done with all those. What's the final bit? And other than that, I'm going to need to make the forestry stained glass and the purple stained clay, and that's going to just be waiting on materials and me setting up another system for it. The forestry stained glass is as simple as me putting the purple dye and propolis, any type of propolis, into a thermionic fabricator, which I've shown you before. It's going to need to be fed plenty of sand. I'm not sure if I can automate this very well. And I'm going to need a wax cast, which is just beeswax in a crafting table configuration. So I'll see if I can get that automated while I wait for the singularity, which is almost done. Back soon. Hey folks, I went, got some lunch, did some laundry, came back to 2 singularities done, and a third one most of the way done, about 75%. So, why did I need these singularities? Well, if I grab some of the ender pearl dust that I've had for a long, long time, and I make myself some TNT, because this is a good idea, right? And I'm also going to get myself some obsidian to build myself... Actually, you know what? I have a wither bunker that I can do this in. Forget obsidian. It is completely unnecessary. Didn't I have a flint and steel somewhere? That's okay. Forget it. I'm going to set it off with a lever, because I can. Alright, so all I need to do... Well, for one, I need to take this chest piece off, or else I'm going to regather the items I'd put down. Set down those 2. Apply lever. Turn it on. Wait for explosion. And poof. Now I have a pair of quantum entangled singularities. And I'm going to keep those separate for the time being. This one I'm not going to do right now, because I only need the 1 pair at the moment. However, I will keep it in my chest over here. And next episode, I'm going to show you how to use these. Right now, I'm going to see if how much of that purple quest I can finish off. Now, I have the stained glass, amaranth planks, colored bricks, all of those are done, and the manulin. I need the 100 purple dye, which I have in my inventory. I'm going to do that somewhat more manually. And I needed the 1000 purple stained clay, all done. The way I did this, honestly, was just by letting my bees run until I had a ton of flowers, then gathering all the flowers with a sickle when I cleaned off this area to reuse. People were wondering if I was going to be using bees to complete the purple quest. Well, I did, just not in the way people seem to have been expecting. So there we go. Get the purple dye submitted. And set that guy. I'm done with these 3 to output purple stained clay. Fantastic. The purple wool I'm going to do last. The purple stained glass from forestry is the next step along the way. And for that, I need to grab my thermionic fabricator, which I did some research and... I know I had one of those. Hang on. Must have gone somewhere else. Maybe it's up in my bee lab. Yes, it is. Fantastic. So, grab my thermionic fabricator. Make sure that I actually grabbed it. Okay, good. And now, downstairs we go. We're going to hook this up to some power somewhere and start giving it some items and exporting into an interface. I just need to figure out exactly where. So give me 2 seconds and I'll figure out where I want to put this. Alright, I think this spot will do just fine. And I'm going to need to break that cable, replace it with a precision export bus. And I'm going to need a bit of sand, because I should be able to pipe sand right into it. If I just tell it to export some sand, it's smart enough to put sand there. And I should also be able to tell it to export some propolis. If I tell it to do a stack at a time, will it work out? Yes, yes it will. And now I just need to grab the purple dye that I need. There we are. Tell it to export that. Doesn't want to stop doing the propolis. Alright, so automating this, it would be a little bit more complicated than just using the 1 precision export bus. But for now, I'm going to be pretty happy with just being able to use the propolis and the purple dye. And I'm forgetting something, aren't I? The purple stained glass. Oh, I just need to put the wax cast in and actually set this up properly. There we go. And now I can honestly shift-click and get a lot of it very quickly. I should also... Why did it stop working? Oh, it used up the wax cast. I didn't think it did that. Alright, so I'm going to need to supply it more wax casts as well. Alright, so because I'm not planning on using this stuff extensively, I'm just going to get this done by hand rather than... Oh, the wax casts are... Yuck. This whole process is slightly annoying. But I only need about 1,000 of it, which is just a little bit more than 10 stacks. So... yeah, those have a durability to them. They're only good for 10 items. Black. Alright, hang on. I can fix this. Alright, I've poked at this every way that I can possibly think of, and I think it's just not possible to properly automate the insertion of that wax cast. It's just not gonna work. So that means that my option at the moment is pretty much seems to be stand here and feed in the cast manually. I think I can give it an export bus. I mean, an import bus? No, it's sucking out the glass. You know, I love forestry and I love bees, but this is just like, why do I need to do this much by hand? I'm not happy about that. So maybe I could put it underneath, but yeah, basically I'm going to make myself 1,000 stained glass. 10 at a time. It's going to take me a little bit, but I'm going to get this blasted quest finished this episode. Yeah. Okay, back in a bit after I do a bunch of really annoying grindy labor. Alright, there we have it. I was feeding in sand... Oh, look, they all are gone. I was feeding in sand, propolis, and purple dye on stack mode from the top, by the way, and pre-crafting them by telling my interface to craft the purple dye for me. So, that's the last 3 in my inventory now. Submit that. All I need is the purple wool, which I can set up upstairs. And now that I have everything else, it will actually avoid using all of my purple wool. Not that I don't have a whole bunch extra, but still. Why waste what I don't have to? Export purple wool. Fantastic. Alright, folks. So, that just needs to tick back up to 10,000, which won't take very long at all. So, just before I sign off, I will hand this in and collect the rewards and such. But that is going to be all the time that we have for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to set up the quantum network bridge, which I made the quantum entangled singularities for today. And I'm going to hook up the Arcane Bore to my applied energistic system. Oh, speaking of which, I did learn that the Arcane Bore does need an independent chunk loader. It does not load itself. So, I'm going to go out and do that real quick while I wait for things to finish up. Grab a chunk loader. Grab a tesseract. I'm out of tesseracts. Okay, hang on. I need to go back home and get one. Yeah. Good computer. Good server. Being able to change dimensions that fast. That's an amazing thing. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright. Let's go. Here we are. See, now that I'm back and loading the area, it's mining the chunks again. Ooh, look. Experience. I don't know why I care, but I kind of feel like I have to. This is just about the coolest mining option that there is, by the way. I've been very excited about the Arcane Bore since it was initially introduced back in Thaumcraft 3, and now that it's been made more usable in this version, it's a lot more fun. So, what am I doing here? I'm setting up a chunk loader, and I'm giving it power from spawner. I'm telling it to receive all. Sure, why not? Well, do not receive items. Receive fluids and energy. And now that's filling up as well. And because I'm going to need it to load more than just the chunk that I'm in, I'm going to increase it by the radius by 1 so that I'm sure that everything that the Arcane Bore wants to mine will be included. Awesome. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and gather a bunch more dirt for me. And tomorrow, you'll see me set up the... Well, yeah, tomorrow you'll see me set up the proper interface and such to have the quantum network bridge linking this directly back to my AE system without the need for the tesseracts. So, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please leave a thumbs up, tell me why. If you've not, please leave a thumbs down, tell me why not. Here we go. Going to claim the right-hand reward bag. Purple Madness, complete. Gives me a Mark 6 structural improvement, giving me 63 slots for Java. That's kind of neat. An epic bag, a greater bag, 64 blocks of manulin, which I'm going to be changing out some of my iron blocks for that, because it's just ostentatious. I kind of like it. It's practically hideous with the $sign on it, and I can't even mine that with this pick, can I? Well, I shouldn't have set that in the world. All right, I'm gonna have to make myself a new pickaxe just to be able to pick that back up. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Here we go. Precision shears. Pick up anything. They are that fantastic. And if I wanted to, this would also be 9 stacks of manulin ingots. So, 3 full hearts brings me to 115. 1 reward bag contains a bunch of farm blocks. That'll actually be kind of useful at some point, maybe. I think I could maybe set up an automated farm, you know, a forestry multi-block farm. Why not? I just need to find a reason to do so. And my greater bag contains 64 dirt. That's a lot more exciting than it should be. Alright, going to dump the dirt in there, which gets immediately fed into my autonomous activators. And if I just watch dirt, then I can see that it is, in fact, continually dumping more and more in here. It's not moving at a very fast rate, but at least it's moving. And it's moving a heck of a lot faster than it did when I was composting the bell peppers. Speaking of composting, I bet I have a ton of candleberries. I have 16,000 candleberries. Alright, so this is a bit of an all-over-the-place episode, folks. Hope you don't mind too much. Alright, candleberries. Yes. Go compost all the candleberries. Fantastic. Alright. So once again, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.